Take it from the top. You're never going to make it in this business.
What's up? Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jared Christensen, and I am your host for the Jared's Not Funny podcast. And today, I have a very special treat for you. One of my favorite comedians to work with, and I know I've said that before, but I just have a lot of favorites. But this guy, we work together so well, and he's such a good time. I couldn't be more excited to have him. His name is Arthur Stump. Arthur, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, Jared? I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so happy to be here again.
Yeah. I'm so happy to have you.
It's fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So the first podcast that Arthur and I did, I need to put this out there, the video didn't render correctly. So this is actually our second time sitting together.
Ever.
Yeah, for a podcast.
He's got his hand on my leg.
Yeah. So, really quick, I do like to ask in the very beginning, what kind of shows do you have coming up?
I have, I'm in the Real Funny Comedy Festival. I've got that coming up, which L.A. Josh Preston is doing. And then I'm doing another L.A. Josh Preston show the next weekend in Appomattox. And then, I don't know, there's a couple of others that I'm doing that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about yet because they haven't been talked about. But I know one of them I'm in Richmond doing the main event at the Lions Main. I'd have to look it up. I forget the name of the venue, but that's Samantha Lukashevitz's show. Okay. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's end of October.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Very cool. How long have you been doing comedy?
Off rip. So like I started doing it like when I was in like elementary school, the 2 years that we had a talent show, I did stand-up comedy there.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in like I think it was second and third grade, and I did those, and then obviously I stopped for a really long time, and then I worked for an entertainment company for a little bit, and I was their designated stand-up comedian, and I would go to Comic-Cons and just walk around and like improv entertain people while dressed like Cartman. And then I did my actual first stand-up like show in like 2017.
Okay.
2018. And but I'd been doing it since like 2014.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. And the Cartman impersonation thing. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, when I worked, so I was looking for a costume that I wanted to do because I used to go to Comic-Cons all the time. And I wanted to have something that was easy to put together, and I didn't have a lot of room to like build stuff. So my mom was yard sailing one time, and she found this great big ass red jacket. And I was like, that looks like Cartman's jacket. So I bought a hat online and stole some gloves out of the trailer at work and just wore whatever pants and shoes I wanted. And I had the yellow gloves, the blue hat, and the red jacket. And I would just walk around doing my Cartman impersonation. And I won a judge's award at the first Comic-Con that I did it all weekend at. Yeah. And another like con promoter was there who was putting on a convention for that fall, and he wanted me as a guest, so he brought me in as a guest. And then from there I guested at a couple more conventions until I was scouted by a local entertainment company. And then I joined them, and I went up and down the East Coast, like North Carolina, Maryland and whatnot, and Tennessee, and did Comic-Cons out there just dressed like Eric Cartman, just walking around entertaining people.
Yeah. And I know a little claim to fame for you, right? Like you have been told something by the South Park creators. Am I right?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's a lie. No.
Someone told me that.
No, my claim to fame is that I at my height, my Eric Cartman impersonation was better than Trey Parker's Cartman voice, because Trey Parker uses filters and whatnot, like sound equipment, to adjust his voice up, and I could make my voice sound exactly like his voice in the show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Can you still do it?
Yeah. I snap into it every now and again. Like I'll put on the costume and be like, it was like, hey, like I did one time a few years ago, I did a shot from like my Instagram story that was, hey, get ready with me to go to a convention dressed like Eric Cartman. Fuck you, fat ass. Fuck you, fat ass, you fucking asshole. Like, yeah, it's that easy.
That's very good.
Yeah. And then that was my favorite thing. I'd walk around conventions and people would just like start yelling at me, and then I would be like, "Oh, look, you can yell at me. That's so cute." Like, do you have anything calm to say? And they'd be like, "No, Kitty, that's my papa." And I'm like, "No, yeah, your voice is terrible. It's awful."
Yeah, I feel like the only thing that I can do really well is a Kenny, like.
Yeah, you love Hello Kitty Island Adventure just like Butters? Yeah, you piece of shit. I used to walk around and I would tell people all kinds of shit like I used to carry around. I had a stuffed frog from my childhood that I walk around. He was my cat frog, and I walk around and be like, "Hey, look, you want to see what happens when you kiss a frog?" And I'd get like people to kiss the frog, and I'd go, "This is what it sounds like when doves cry. When you kiss a frog, you turn into a prince. Isn't that cute?"
Oh yeah, dude, that's super cute.
It's super cute. It's so awesome, and my dick is huge. Oh, that was always people would like, "Oh, look, that guy's dressed like Cartman," and then I'd turn around and be like, "Oh my God, look, he's so cute. Let's all suck his dick." Like,
did that ever happen?
No. Oh God, no. The one time I was approached by somebody, I was very sick and had the kids call it L-Riz.
What does that mean?
It's Riz is like the center of charisma, and L is like loss.
Okay.
So I had negative charisma.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was very sick at a convention, and this woman came up to me and she was like, "Hey, you were dressed like Cartman earlier, weren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, "You almost got me a spanking. How?" "Well, I'm not supposed to be looking at others while I'm underneath my mistress's command." And I said, "Well, you're the exception to the rule that I can't get laid while I'm dressed like a 10-year-old boy." like, hell yeah. And then I was too sick to follow through.
I love going to Comic-Con shows.
I miss going to cons.
I didn't realize how many people are furries.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Dude, they're everywhere. See, the problem with furries is that they get a really bad rap, but like they really help expand. Like, I'm not a furry myself, but when you're into some of the shit that I'm into sexually, you got to jerk off to furry stuff. Sometimes you can't hold hatred in your heart when you're jerking off to a furry with rainbow fur, like a coyote. Like,
sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And the thing, I'm not. Trust me, the last thing I do is kink shame.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, I was so surprised how many there were.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot that are like very like minor in scale, like it's just like the ears and the tail shit, and then like there are people that like craft their own suits from the ground up, and it's ridiculous. The market for it is insane.
Yeah, but I love the cosplay type stuff. Like, I love going there just to see the costumes. It makes me very badly want to figure out, like, what could I pull off? Because I know that I look like if I had to cosplay somebody, I look so much like the deer fella from the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, Mr. Tumnus. Mr. Tumnus. Yeah, the goat guy.
Yeah, and
look at this fucking fake fan of Narnia over here. The fuck?
No, I've seen the movie.
No, haven't even read the books. This dude thought he was Lewis Carroll maxing. He doesn't fucking get it.
First of all, if we're gonna have a conversation and be like, he didn't read the books, that will be every book. Every book.
I haven't read a book wider than my wristwatch since I was fucking 14, and I don't even wear a watch anymore.
Yeah, I'm not much of a reader. Like, I'm not downing, I don't read shame either.
No.
Like, if your idea of a good time is to sit down and read a good book, that's fine. But it's me narrating is really what the problem is. Like, some people probably have like Morgan Freeman in their head.
No.
And he's like, and then there was this, and then there was that. For me, I like him like, there once was a boy, and all I hear in my head is boo.
You suck.
Yeah, it's like I have a peanut gallery that's always telling me, you're a terrible reader and narrator. Put the Nets guy on.
Well, the one thing you have to know about cosplay, if you want to get into cosplay, is that cosplay is for everybody. It doesn't matter what you can or can't pull off. Like, I mean, I did like before I did Cartman, I wanted to do a Deadpool cosplay because I didn't know the thing about Deadpool cosplayers.
Make a killer Deadpool.
No, so that was the thing, is like everybody who thinks they're a killer Deadpool is also like, dude, you'd be a great stand-up comedian. You should go do an open mic, and they're just the most obnoxious, like, yo, sorry liberals, dark humor, here comes a slur. Yeah, like dude, you're so funny. Dude, you're so fucking funny. Everybody who thinks they'd be a really good Deadpool, 99 times out of 100, they are just an asshole.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do something different, so I did a Deadpool costume, and I bought a bunch of gear that made me look like Bane. So I did like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, and I was Banepool, and I had a Nerf gun that I painted up, and I'd walk around and like one hand this. It was a Nerf Vulcan, if you know what those are, the chain gun one. I would one arm that and like point it at people like it was a pistol.
Yeah,
and it was very fun, and I did it at a couple of conventions, and then I was too fat for the suit because I had to order it special, and then I gained some weight over the winter. So it, well, every winter, but you know, I gained some weight and it stretched and it popped the black sewings off, and I couldn't wear it anymore.
Why
so
not? Show some skin.
No.
Skin pool.
No, not like that. No, disgusting. I wouldn't be allowed near airports because the sun reflecting off would be like a Mesopotamian death laser just shooting planes out of the sky.
Oh yeah. Hey, when you gotta be something, be a Mesopotamian death laser. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's the last thing I want to be, though. The last thing I want to be is responsible for another plane accident.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, just knowing what you know about me, if you had to put me into a cosplay costume, what would you pick?
You could do Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan?
Old
Dude,
Man Logan.
Oh, I'd take that.
Yeah,
all the way.
yeah. I mean, you've got the beard for it. Like, if you're gonna do some, you know what you could do? Shave the sides of it and do like an older Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Yeah, like one of the you got like the goatee going on and whatnot.
Yeah, I already got the line.
Yeah.
I have the high ground.
I have the high ground. Yeah.
It's no use.
High ground. Stay down there. Like,
I found you, Anakin.
Fucking. I should bring my lightsaber over here at one point. I've got a lightsaber. I need to get more batteries.
The fact that you have to say that sentence, I should bring it over sometime, and you didn't just bring it with you.
Well, I can't find the batteries. It's powered by, so like my vape has 18650 batteries, which are the really big ones. They're powered by smaller rechargeable lithium ions, and I've lost them, and now they're like permanently dead somewhere.
Gotcha.
Because they're hard to, but I'm going to buy some on eBay, and I'll bring over like I've got a proper, like it's one of the crossguard lightsabers. It was a gift from my friends.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, there's nothing that says I love you as a friend like giving you a lightsaber.
Oh, dude, like it was like 8 or 9 people pulled together. It was like a $1,100 lightsaber.
Holy
like
shit!
8 or 9 people pulled together money to get it for me for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really great. It's one of my prized possessions. Like if I'm ever feeling like everyone hates me, all I have to do is hold that lightsaber and be like, no, this was they put this together for me.
Yeah. That's a wonderful thing.
It feels good.
I love the lightsaber itself. I used to own the really shitty ones, you know, where like you had to go, you know. But my friends, they have the cool ones where, you know, you press the button in the middle of the night and it actually looks like a lightsaber lighting up.
I don't. So mine's not those are called NeoPixel. The ones that have the lights run all the way up the blade. Those are NeoPixel. Mine is an Ultra Saber. But it's an Ultra Saber with the they called it the Diamond soundboard, which is like at the time it was the best soundboard you could get.
Yeah.
And it's got a bunch of gesture control stuff in it, and it holds like 16 different fonts, and it's a crossguard saber. So you press the button and it fires up, and you use the gesture controls to change what lightsaber you want. So you can have, like, I have it set on blue pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
But you can set it to, like, there's a Kylo Ren setting, and my buddy Vincent, who spearheaded the whole thing, he made a Godzilla font.
Oh, that's cool.
And he specifically made me an Eric Cartman font. And my lightsaber is the only one in the world that has the Eric Cartman font.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
It's very neat. It's also very seizure inducing.
So if Eric Cartman was a lightsaber sound, what does that sound?
Oh, so when you swing so it makes regular like, but it also, like, when it impacts, it goes, you. Damn it, asshole. And then when you so with the Diamond, when you press the button once and don't hold it, it enters clash mode. So like it makes like the type noises.
Yeah.
But when you press that, it goes fuck, shit, cock, ass, titties, boners, piss, oh fuck, I can't remember it all. But pussy, boner, Barbara Streisand. Like
yeah, like the end of the movie.
Yeah, and then if you twist the saber, if you twist it, it starts singing. And it'll do the entire song if you just let it sit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then that's when you ignite it, it's got ignition and turn off sounds, and the ignition sound, it's delayed, so it goes, "You will respect my authority," and then it goes and lights up, and then when you turn it off, it goes, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
I have to admit, I've only heard you do the Cartman a couple of times, but buddy, you got it.
Yeah, that was. There's a video that I can go back and find at some point. I actually dubbed over a South Park scene and posted it on back when I had a South Park cosplayer page.
Yeah,
I dubbed a scene over, and I showed it to my mom, and she was like, "Why are you recording South Park off the TV?" I'm like, "I wasn't. It was on mute, and I was dubbing the whole scene."
That's impressive.
Yeah, I did. It was the scene from one of the, I guess, like, what season? It was before season 20, I think. The one where Cartman is like selling people jewelry on the Home Shopping Network.
Selling old people jewelry.
Yeah, selling old people jewelry. Like, okay, next item. Next one coming up is gonna be one of these. And look at this thing. It's like a little brooch, and it's going for, what does it say there? $8 billion. But for the next 20 minutes, you can get it for only $39.95, everybody. And then the old lady calls, and I dub the old lady over too. And let me ask you a question, madam. Do you like fucking little boys? Like, because that's what you're doing right here. You are fucking this little boy.
That's amazing. I don't have my credit card.
I don't know. We'll wait. No, we'll extend the time just for you. Like, come on.
That's amazing.
No.
That's such a great episode. What is your favorite episode of South Park?
See, that's the thing, is like, I don't really have a favorite episode of South Park. Like, people are always like, dude, you should cosplay what you're passionate about. I did the Eric Cartman stuff because I was good at it.
Sure.
I'm not a super huge fan of South Park. I like South Park.
Yeah.
I think that South Park, up until a point, is really good, and then they start focusing on Randy a lot, and it kind of peters out for me a little bit. And then they've recently started picking back up, like within the last couple of seasons. I've been like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting, but like, yeah, I don't really have like a favorite episode of South Park. I'm not a huge like South Park super fan.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big fan of it, and I will say Randy is probably one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely one of my favorite
But I agree with you in what you're saying, where it's like before in the earlier episodes, it was like if they focused on one person, it's just for that episode.
Yeah.
It might give a little bit more backstory on them or how they feel about something, and you get a little bit more character development there. But it was normally always about the four boys. Yeah. And that's what we wanted to see.
Yeah. And then they changed it over to the thing. If I had to pick a favorite episode, I would probably do the one where, like, the two-parter where he freezes himself or Cartman freezes himself to try to get to the Wii faster.
Yeah.
Like,
and he ends up sleeping for like decades.
Yeah, he ends up like fucking Buck Rogersing himself and then trying to travel there. It's like, all I want to do is play the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta say, mine is Randy fights at baseball games.
Oh yeah,
just because
this is America.
Yeah, America. Yeah, the American Dad, where he has to fight him, and he's doing like the Rocky scene. I thought that was genius, and the fact that the kids wanted to lose so badly. And I just remember there was a baseball season where like everyone wanted to go to beach week. And that was when we were playing in our playoffs, and everyone's like, "Let's screw it. Let's just lose." And I just, that one just got me so deep.
I have almost no good memories of when I played baseball.
Yeah,
because I've been proportionally this size my entire life. So I was right field.
Yeah.
I played for 7 years, and I was right field every year.
I got you.
And it was like, I could hit really well, but I could not I had to hit well because I could not run fast.
Sure.
And the last year that I played, we were playing against a team that were like incredibly, like, they were just dickheads. Basically, they were all the kids were dickheads, and they would like intentionally block the bases, and I was the only kid that was heavy enough to, like, I tackled a kid out of the third baseline.
Yeah.
And I didn't get in any trouble because he was blocking the baseline.
Love that.
Yeah. Like maybe that's a positive memory, but that was only because I almost killed that kid.
Did you ever play football?
No, my parents didn't want to pay for the gear.
Man,
the gear was expensive. And then by the time I was like, man, I was getting ready to age out of being able to do youth sports. I was like, I could do like 1 year of football. A friend of mine who played football for one of the local high schools got a really fucking bad CTE. Like he got tackled and lost like 4 days worth of memories.
Holy shit.
Like he woke up like 4 days later in his bedroom being like, oh shit, we gotta get ready for the game. Like he was fucked in the head.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
That can definitely happen.
Not to me, though. If JFK's head has been as thick as mine, he'd probably still be alive.
Yeah. So, where are you from here? Like, where'd you go to school?
I went to elementary school, and then I was homeschooled for the rest of my like itinerary, for the rest of my school years.
My guy.
Yeah. It was 5 years of elementary school. I went to 5 days of 6th grade, and then from there on, I was homeschooled.
I got you.
And, like, we did all the standardized test stuff, and I have a GED and everything, but it was all homeschool until I turned, like, 18 and then aged out of having to take the tests every year. Yeah. Actually, I think it was 17 was when I aged out of the tests, because you don't have to take them anymore after you're 17.
I started homeschooling when I was in 10th grade.
See? You got off easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anybody ever sees me in public and wonders why you're so fucking weird, it's because I'm still actively adapting to how people communicate with each other. Like,
yeah, that was one thing, kind of weird, but I think the siblings thing definitely helps. Like,
yeah.
I was friends with 3 homeschoolers. They lived right down the street from me, and they were not weird at all. They were like the most beautiful family. They were wonderful friends of ours my entire life. Even to this day, like, we still text each other like happy birthday or Merry Christmas, stuff like that.
I was a poor homeschooler.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the kids that were in, like, we had an area that was they were a single, or we were the only poor family that homeschooled, and everybody else was like hardcore, like, we're pulling them out because they ain't teaching our kids about God. Like, right. And my parents were also like that, but they were like, they aren't teaching our kids about God, and also we have no money. So, like, there was we went to a homeschool gathering every week that was like that was Christian home educators of Franklin County.
Oh.
And all of the families were like better off than ours. Like one of them was, she had been a nurse until she got married, and then she left. But her husband was he was like a mid-tier executive at AEP. Like, this kid was like, BMW is my first car at 15.
Oh yeah.
Like, it very, very.
So that being said, were you ever bullied because of that?
No, I was never bullied because I've been proportionately this size my entire life, and
sure.
everybody's always frightened of the big kid they've never seen before.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was like when I started my Facebook account when I was younger, I did get like, oh, look, it's that weird homeschooled kid, and I was like, I wasn't always homeschooled. There's a fly on your earpiece, and it's bothering the shit out of me.
Yeah, there's been a fly in the studio for like the past 2 or 3 days.
I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna end your whole bloodline, dog.
I don't know what the lifespan is on these things, but he is the rogue soldier. Like, I try my very best to, like, open up the door and let him out, but
no, go on. It's free. It's like, this is my area now.
This is his spot. We're just guests.
No.
So
yeah, like it became very obvious when I started getting older that I was homeschooled, and like how much that had affected my social development.
Sure.
Because like people that were actively fucking weirdos were like, this kid's too weird for me. Like we hung out with a family one time that I had met. They were also homeschooled, but they had been started homeschooling later, and the older brother of these kids that we were hanging out with was an active believer in Nibiru, the 10th planet. And like giants have taken over. Like, giants built the pyramids, and like if you cut oh, look at this rock right here. You see the rocks in it? It's not a striation. It used to be a giant tree, and then a giant cut it down. Like, he was actively one of those people.
Okay.
Like borderline flat earther. Like, dog, you don't realize that everything that you're talking about is rooted in white supremacy bullshit. And then he didn't want us to come back over because we were too weird for him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You gotta love it when you're too weird for the weird people.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I do comedy the way that I do comedy. Is like I want you specifically. I want you specifically to know that there's fucking weirdos out there that are relatively well adjusted, and I'm a voice for the voiceless.
Gotcha.
The weirdos sitting in their closet eating their toenails. That's me.
Yeah. See, I was bullied like from first grade until, we'll say ninth grade. And ninth grade was kind of like when I got into a couple of fights in school. Didn't start them, but like that was really tough for me. But I think it built a lot of character. And then, of course, once I started homeschooling, right, because, it just gotten to the point to where I wasn't making good grades. My parents were basically like, you're not an idiot. You just don't like to do homework. No. I hated doing homework. Hated it. You need to do your homework, kids.
No, you don't. You literally don't, dude. Dude, if Norway doesn't assign homework, you have to do homework because the government doesn't know how to do their job in regulating education, and that's not saying abolish the Department of Education.
This is a public service.
This is a public service announcement
by Arthur Stump.
We should do everything that Norway is doing. Everything that Norway is doing. That's what we should do. I don't know which camera to look at. I think it's the one with the 3.
With the 3.
With the 3. Good. I was looking at it. Look, we need to. Listen to me. You should know this.
I'm zooming in on you right now.
Hell yeah. We should do everything that Norway is doing. They go to school like 3-4 days a week. They have like no homework, and they're one of the smartest and happiest countries in the world because all that school does in America is prepare you to work a 9-to-5 corporate slave drone office job. That's all that it's there for. That's why if you show a picture of a prison and a school side by side, they look almost the same. They're a prison. I mean, work with what you got. Don't fucking homeschool your kids either. Don't fucking do it. Like, unless you are like a teacher that just doesn't like I have friends that homeschool their kids, but they do they have a curriculum that they follow.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want our kids to get shot, and that's fair.
That's more reasonable.
That's more than reasonable. But like, if you're just like, I don't want them learning about how to get along with people and be polite and well-adjusted. Your parents are fucking stupid. I hate to be the one to tell you this.
Yeah. And that was the one thing, right? Like I already had my social upbringing, right? Like I already had that. And I was so excited, to hang around other homeschoolers because the only ones that I knew were the ones that lived on the block, Yeah. And I remember them asking me, hey, do you want to go to singing school, which is where homeschoolers go for choir practice. And, it was just an activity, right? When you're homeschooled, other than except for being at your home, this gives you something else to do to get out of the house. And I was like, yeah, I'll go with y'all. And that sounds like a good time, And I met homeschool bullies. I had no idea it was possible. I'm literally singing with this song, okay, and I'm not tone deaf, okay, but like I'm going in there happy, smiling, just clapping while it's happening, just like feeling myself, having a good time because I'm like, this is a safe space. I'll never forget this one little girl, man. I was 15 and first time at the spot, and we're singing, and I'm amped. This girl looks behind me with this nasty little snarl, and I look at her and I'm like, hey, how are you? And she goes, your singing sucks and so does your dancing. And I was like, bitch. And all of a sudden she freaked out. She was like, he just called me a bitch. So of course I'm the bad guy now, but like she's like over there crying, and I'm like, you said this, like, come on, man. Like I cannot stand people that cry wolf like that. But I remember just thinking to myself, okay, can't curse around homeschoolers for sure. So from now on, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to be like, you know what? Don't talk to me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt.
I had an interaction with a homeschooled bully who my mom. I had a phone. I was the only kid in my family that had a phone, because I was the oldest, and I had it in my pocket. My mom dialed me one time, and my ringtone from my mom was one of those old, like, downloaded off, like text this number and get this ringtone, and it was like a chicken dance thing. It was like, and it like just went nuts, and I answered the phone, and it was my mom, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you, and just immediately hung up. And the kid was like, what was that ringtone? You can't even afford a phone with a good ringtone? And I was like, are you talking smack to me right now?
Yeah.
And he escalated it from there, and I don't remember what he said, but he said something that was like a really personal insult towards me. And I stood up and I said, you're aware that I could you before anybody in this room could stop me.
What did he do?
he sat down and frowned at me, and then and then he sat down, frowned, and then went, "Hey, Mom," because his mom was one of the fucking teachers.
Oh, we love that.
And it's like, this kid is like, there's not a single person in here. I'm a 280-pound 14-year-old. I could you.
I would have shut up, but that's where, you know, my best friend, he was at the time 6'3", 250. I mean, he was a big old boy. You know, so like for the most part, I felt pretty protected in any of the homeschool things that I did. But you know, it's just it's a weird thing, man. Like we started the first homeschool baseball team. You know, because like I played baseball, and it was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And my dad was the coach, and dude, holy shit balls! Like it was from like middle school to high school, and it was a high school team. We had to take whoever we could. And I mean, we're talking about guys who come out there who I've seen them play basketball. We had a great basketball team for homeschool. I mean, it was great. But like this one guy who could dunk, he's like 6'4", right, 240. I mean, ripped to the gills.
Oh yeah,
and can dunk and was nasty. He goes to throw a baseball the first time, and I mean it whenever I say it. It went 10 feet.
Yeah,
and I mean he crow hopped and threw, and it went 10 feet, and I was like, okay, like a lot of these kids have read about baseball, you know.
Yeah.
But we actually end up having a great time. Like that was one of my favorite teams because when I say everyone was there not only to learn but to support each other, like that's a real team.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing that I will give it is like, you know, being on that team, I made so many friends. Everyone on that team ended up being a friend of mine. And whenever I see them out and about, it's always, we got to stop for 10 minutes and catch up.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was that way with one of my coaches who he was a coworker of my dad's. Like my dad was an independent contractor, and he would hire my baseball coach because my baseball coach was an electrician, and my dad didn't want to fuck with electrician stuff, so he would just hire this guy, and he would come in and do all the electrician stuff as fast as he could and work through. But like every time I see him out in public, I'm like, "Hey man, what's up? You remember that time you made me run like 4 laps around the baseball field? Fuck you." He's like, "Yeah, man. Well, I mean," it's like, "Yeah, you remember that time that I body slammed your son because we were running suicides and he refused to run suicides because his dad was the coach, and he were actively yelling. I picked him up and I put him over my shoulder, and he was like, 'Put me down, man.' And okay." Like, "Yeah, you remember that? You remember when I beat the shit out of your son?" Like,
I feel like you should have been wrestling.
Well, there's not a homeschool wrestling.
Yeah,
like, homeschool
that's
wressling
true.
usually involves incest. Like it progresses pretty quickly.
I mean, I can't argue with you on that one. That's actual factuals right there.
Yeah. No.
That's funny. So, changing course a little bit here.
Change some course. Let's move away from the incest questions.
Well, we can. I mean, it's kind of related. No. So, do you ever get nervous before you go on stage?
Before I go on stage, I mean, sometimes it depends on if I know that I have a decent hold on stuff, like generally like a new venue, I will. But I know that like if I'm going up somewhere that I've been on stage before, I'm generally going to do a good job. And even if I do get nervous, I just put it in my set.
Yeah.
Like sometimes before a show, I just won't take any anti-anxiety medication and just let that carry me, like let that manic energy carry me.
Yeah.
Because when I start getting laughs from the material that I'm doing, it helps me calm down. Like, okay, this is hitting. Like I can continue doing this. I've earned the trust of these people, and also, you know, it makes you feel a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I feel the most vulnerable when there's 10 or less people. When it's 100 people, I don't get nearly as nervous.
When I do a show that has very few people, I'll usually find somebody who's really interactive and just be like in my head, low key, if I can make this person laugh consistently throughout the show, I've done a really good job.
Yeah.
Like I got really good at a couple of the conventions that I went to when I was doing convention stuff. We didn't have a lot of people show up. Like there was one year we were at a convention in Baltimore, and the hotel that we were working in was the hotel that we were in was actively being like under construction. And these people had advertised this place as like, hey, come to this hotel. The hotel did not want the convention there. So when people would show up and be like, hey, like, we're looking for the anime convention, they would say it's in the hotel across the street.
Oh, come on.
We had 6 people buy tickets the entire weekend. 6 full weekend passes, maybe like 4 or 5. Like, I think overall the total head count for the convention was like 15 people. And it was really rough. But like I said, like, I was emceeing one of the contests when I was there. And I went up and I said, don't think about it like it's like it's small, or like you think about it like it's exclusive, because a lot of stuff happened here that you'll never it'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Like when you do like a smaller crowd, you can take a risk, and if it hits, you can do it again later, and if it doesn't, then you never have to worry about it, because who's going to tell people that they saw like this one fucking person right here?
Right.
Fuck him.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I do get nervous, but it's more like like I'm able to rationalize and control it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And it also just depends on, like, if I'm doing something brand new, I get nervous, or if I'm doing something that like I'm not sure it's going to hit, or if I do something that I haven't done in a really long time that I know I need to work on, I get nervous.
Yeah.
But like that's generally like open mic shit. Before a show, it's like, look, I'm here for a reason. They like my stuff. I'm gonna go absolutely fucking nuts. Like,
yeah. And I will say, I've been backstage with you before, and I'll say this is like, you make me feel less nervous.
No.
Just because, like, you know, you're calming and you're making me laugh, right? We're normally having a conversation, and this last show we did together, I mean, it really, like, you were keeping me loose the entire time.
Which one was it? Radford?
No, that was at the Ozark show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The McAllister Saloon.
Yeah.
McAllister Saloon. Yeah, I like to try to keep everything, like, just keep everything calm.
Yeah.
Keep everything chill.
Yeah. No, I was watching you just going, how are you keeping your shit together? Because I get overly nervous all the time. It's always nervous about just blanking.
Yeah.
That's all I'm nervous about, is getting up there or forgetting a part of the joke. But it's weird because I've done that before, and you know, like I skipped the part that sets up the joke, but then I still said the punchline and everyone still laughed, and I was like, well, what the hell?
It's all about like the communication, the repertoire that you have with the audience. Like if you can communicate with them that you're just up here doing your thing and they're vibing with your thing, it doesn't matter how much you feel like you're fucking up, because if they're really enjoying it, they'll come up to it. Like I've had open mics and shows where I'll fuck up so bad and I'll immediately just leave and not go back in.
Yeah.
And just be like I'm fucked. Like I'll stay here till the end of the show, but like I'm not going back inside. I'm not facing those people, and they'll come out and be like, "Hey man, where'd you go? I want to tell you did a really good job." Like I'm really like I'm glad to have seen that.
Do you believe them?
I didn't, and then the last time that I did my Stuart Little joke was the time that Ozark, who runs McAllister Saloon, was like, that was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. And I said, that was one of the worst fucking times I've ever had on a microphone ever.
I was there.
And he was like, that was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. I really, really enjoyed that. And I was like, why? Fucking why? And he invited me to be a part of his contest, and then me and you were at the opening of that fucking show.
Yeah.
He enjoyed me fucking up so much, but because I was able to like keep my cool and not just be like, well, I guess I'm done. Like, you know, I don't let it get to me while I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Like, and also a lot of my stuff that I do is very, I leave a lot of room for like improvising, and I leave a lot of room for just doing stuff off the cuff, which is how I've gotten some of my biggest pops that I've gotten. Like, I did that show for Garrett at Old Salem Brewing in Roanoke.
Yeah.
Where there's a joke that I do where I ask people, do you prefer ass or do you prefer tits? And I get a show of hands around the room who prefers ass. And you get a couple of hands. Who prefers tits? You get a few hands. And there was 50 some odd people in this room, and I didn't get like hardly any responses. But then later on in my set, I'm doing a joke where I'm freaking out about like wheat thins. and I say, who the fuck buys wheat thins? And almost everybody raises their hand, and I go, oh, so now you motherfuckers want to participate? Like,
Yeah.
and it, like, having those kinds of moments and dialogue really, like, it helps. It, like, knowing that I'm capable of pulling stuff off like that reduces my nervousness by a lot.
I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of helps you flow a little bit better then too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way, if you lose your place or forget a joke, like, it's all just part of the show. I had somebody come up to me after a show and say, I've seen you perform 3 times. I've seen you do this exact set 3 times. And every time it has been different.
Sure.
Like, you're doing the same jokes, but it's always different. Like, if you're just reciting something off a piece of paper, it's like, yeah, you're good, but, like, what's the meaning behind it? You know, that's one good thing that my dad did was, like, I used to sit down and, like, memorize shit. Like, you know, the opening speech from V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
I've got that committed to memory. I can recite that off fucking rip.
Okay.
And my dad was like, yeah, that's really cool, but what does that mean? And I was like, what do you mean, what does it mean? It's like, are you just parroting it, or do you know what it means? So I sat down and I broke down all the words that he's saying, and, you know, it's a speech about freedom, and it's a speech about, like, you know, resisting tyranny and shit, as well you would expect from V for Vendetta.
Sure.
But, like, that really helps. It's like, if you're just reciting something off a piece of paper, there's no emotion in it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
You got to leave room for interpretation and improvisation, because otherwise, like, people aren't going to want to listen to you if they hear the same thing over and over again, like off an album.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect segue to what we talked about doing on our podcast here, where you have questions for me, I have questions for you.
Absolutely. Look, I got them pulled up right here.
Yeah, I got mine as well.
Look, we came prepared.
We got questions. Yeah, we're gonna call this segment just some quick questions between friends.
Yeah.
Just some random stuff.
Friendly questions.
Because mine are very random.
I picked some very milquetoast questions, but I did pick some that I think that you won't hear answer, like questions that you won't hear answers from. You go first. You're the host. You go first.
All right. So you get to commit one crime free, like you won't end up getting you in trouble for it. You get to commit one crime. What are you doing?
In Minecraft? So here, this just censor what I'm getting ready to say. Just like a hardcore. Oh,
there's no censor.
No, there's no censor. I know, but
I will cut it out though if YouTube ends up flagging.
No. Crime. So avoiding the stuff that I'm obviously mad at. Something that would just benefit me personally, being wholly selfish. I'd rob a bank.
I love that answer.
Yeah, I would rob a bank. Yeah. I would rob a bank because like I'm not gonna get away with it. I would find some really nice bank in a rich neighborhood, scout the whole place, take everything.
Well, you don't even need to. This is a free crime.
Oh, it's just a free crime?
Just a free crime.
Oh, it's just a free crime. Okay, so hold on. So this is where my autism comes in. When you say a free crime, do you mean like, so if, for instance, if I were to go into every gas station in the area and steal all of their lottery tickets, those lottery tickets would be considered activated?
Yeah.
Okay, then I would do that.
Okay.
I would steal every single lottery ticket in as far of an area as I could drive.
Okay.
And scratch all of them.
It's crazy to me that you went from robbing a bank to getting lottery tickets.
So the odds of me getting the way that I'm thinking about it, the odds of me getting a large amount of money from a bank are pretty good. However, getting a large amount of like being able to like cash and turn in a lottery ticket, if this is the game that we're playing, you know, I saw down here that one of them sold $1 million winner. And there's a lot of them that sell a couple $1,000 winners.
And there's no bank that's probably going to have $1 million.
Yeah, so like if you go down through there and even better. Hold on. Still involving the lottery, I'd rig it. I would wait until there's $1 billion Powerball and I would rig it.
There you go.
I would rig it, and then I just wouldn't pay any taxes. Because the only time that billionaires are taxed fairly is when poor people win the lottery.
Listen, I just want to say, though, that's 2 crimes.
No, well... Yeah, but I'll have enough money to get away with not being able to pay taxes.
There you go.
What do you think? I'm Wesley Snipes? Like, I'm getting away with this shit.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm white.
Hell yeah. That's hilarious.
Wesley Snipes only didn't get away with it because he was black.
Yeah.
And that's not me being racist. That's a fact of that's the American government being racist. Again.
I'm not cutting that out. So.
What are you going to do? Fire me? Probably.
Fire me, hire me.
Well, here, I will read you a question.
Sure.
This is you. All right. You can pick from across all of fiction.
Okay.
One ability.
Okay.
One for instance, if you pick like the Speed Force, you have access to the Speed Force in the same manner as like Wally West or Barry Allen.
Okay.
So that includes everything, but you have to be able to sum it up as small as possible. Like, I mean, you can just say Superman and get Superman.
Right.
But you can.
Oh, I can.
Yeah. So like you have one like power or power set that can be described as small as possible across all of fiction.
What would it be? Okay, so I'd be Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange?
All the way. For multiple reasons. One of the biggest reasons is because he just makes things look so trippy, and I love that. But also, too, just like, I mean, it's the time piece, you know? Like, kind of reverse time and travel through time. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. So just like the powers and abilities of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Like forgoing all of the like, you know, he studied all this magic. Like you just immediately downloaded with all of that knowledge. That's
what I want.
Yeah.
That would be me.
That's pretty sick. Yeah. Doctor Strange and not Dr. Manhattan?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange? Oh, that's right. You don't want the blue dong.
Nope. No. I don't need it. Although that would be sick, though. You know?
Dude, if I have the ability to turn bullets into mercury, I'm walking around with my dong out. Like, what are you going to do about it?
Oh, let's see here. We'll do a couple more. Let's see here. What's the worst food you've ever eaten just to be polite?
The worst.
Like, have you ever had bad food from somebody and you just were like, you know what? I'm going to put this down the gullet just so that I don't offend somebody.
We were hanging out up in, we were in Chantilly hanging out with a friend of my fiance's. We were going up to an anime convention and we stopped in Chantilly. We were going to spend the night in Chantilly and then drive to Baltimore after. He made us dinner and the meat was really good, but the side salad that he made was literally just julienned raw red onions and carrots in like a sauce. And I took a couple of bites and it was literally just onion. It was all onion. It was like eating a raw onion with like a vinaigrette on it. And I was like, hey man, I just want to let you know I'm allergic to onions. And I pushed it away and he said, oh, but you ate some of that. And I said, okay, you caught me. I hate this. And it was truly one of like, I took like 3 or 4 bites and I was like, this is fine. And then I get to like bite 5 and I'm like,
I'm crying. This is so bad.
Yeah, I wasn't crying. It was just like that specific onion spicy had filled my entire palate to the point where I could no longer taste. He had taken this pot roast and like braised it in red wine and it was so good. And I was like, this is great. This is going to carry me through. And then 2 bites in, onion. It was nothing but onion. And I like onions. I'm a certified onion enjoyer.
Sure.
But this was just like taking a bite out of a raw onion with it was supposed to be fancy, but it was like he had like sprinkled just like fucking vinaigrette on it, and it was disgusting.
Yeah, you're not the Grinch.
No, I'm not, dude. I'm not Jim Carrey. I can't do this.
Yeah.
What is the worst experience that you have ever had in a movie theater?
Oh,
like just all encompassing, not like, oh, I went and saw The Last Airbender in theaters and that movie sucked.
No. It definitely has to be. I was 6 or 7, and I was out with, a girl that I thought was pretty. Obviously, I'm 6 or 7, so it's not like I wanted to date her, but she was my friend. I wanted to be, impress her, that I was this cool kid and we can go watch this movie. And we went and saw Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. Her mom took us both, and I pissed my pants because I wanted to see all the movie, and so I pissed my pants and I didn't say anything until the very end. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is whenever we went to get up, right? My pee had like soaked my pants, right?
Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed, I didn't want to say anything, right? And from my jeans, like it kind of went around my leg, and it kind of dripped on her purse.
Oh no!
And I'll never forget when I went to stand up, I saw it, and I went like real quick to grab it, and my foot slipped out from underneath me, and I ended up hitting my head on the girl's nose, and like.
Oh my God.
It was bad. It was terrible. And she was like, "Why is it so slick?" I was like, "I peed my pants," and that girl, she never talked to me again.
I mean,
I was the weird Pete and Homeward Bound movie. But you know what? It's a fun story.
Yeah.
But it's like that was one of the things that, I'm proud of.
See, I told you before that I had a leading question. My worst theater experience was me and my fiance went to go see the new Pet Sematary in theaters, and we were going to a theater that is right next to a high school. Or I don't think they're open anymore. I think they closed down. But they refused to turn the lights off for the entire movie because teenagers would get out of school and come over and just fuck in the theater.
Oh.
So the lights were on full blast the entire movie during this horror movie.
So they could watch?
No, so that way the kids wouldn't fuck in the dark.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And we had to watch this movie, and like the new Pet Sematary, the remake is not good anyway. So we had to go watch this very underwhelming horror movie in a bright room where people were talking the whole time. Like, it was awful. It was the only thing that comes even close to that was when I went to see Endgame, and the person I was sitting next to when I was watching Endgame, when the portals started opening, he said, "Everyone's here," like the Smash announcer. And then when Captain America picks up the hammer, spoiler, he said, "Is anybody gonna pick that up? 'Cause I called it." Like, oh my God, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to enjoy this fucking moment, dude. I've been watching these movies for forever. Fuck you.
Yeah. If you want to know the worst experience of a movie that I've ever had, that would be not the newest Jurassic Park, but like number 6.
The one with the volcano,
The Jurassic World, whatever.
Fallen Kingdom,
where Dr. Allen finally ends up kissing the blonde haired chick.
Oh yeah, the third new one.
Yeah. That was the only part of the
Dominion.
Yeah,
Jurassic
Dominion.
World Dominion.
Yeah, I went with my my fiance and with her parents, and I got about halfway through the movie. I was like, well, it was a movie theater you could drink at. I was like, I'm just going to get drunk because this movie sucks. And me and her got hammered, dude. And right there, coming up close to the end where they finally kiss, like me and Rachel are just like kind of looking at each other like, ugh, this is a terrible movie. And then finally, when Dr. Allen plants the kiss on her, me and her both just go, both gave a golf clap at the exact same time. I was like, that made the movie completely worth it.
No.
Like, other than that, this movie's shit.
Perfection.
Yeah, it was great.
That's true perfection.
All right, let's do one more apiece.
Do one more apiece.
Let's do one more apiece.
Okay.
Let's see. If you and I swapped lives for a day, what's the first dumb thing you would make me do?
You got a shitload of arcade machines.
I do.
I would immediately put them all on Facebook Marketplace
You
for way under market value.
Son of a bitch.
It's like how much are each of these going for? Like I'll look every single individual one up, and this is also assuming that we're like enemies, this is like Dexter and Dee Dee going to each other's rooms type shit.
Yeah.
It's like how much is this one worth? $2,500? I'll put it up there for $400 because I know somebody's looking for it for cheap, and it's like that's the first fucking
son of a bitch.
Like I'll ruin your fun. I'm not gonna and then just for funsies, I'll come in here and randomly turn those little tuners on every guitar thing. Just randomly.
We're never swapping lives. Not for a single second. You son of a bitch.
We wouldn't be able to Prince and the Pauper this shit anyway. I weigh way more than you do. Like, it wouldn't work. You don't have enough X's in your shirt size.
Yeah, I was thinking more like the Freaky Friday type feel.
Oh, okay. So like a freaky, not Prince and the Pauper, like a Freaky Friday type thing.
Yep.
And if we were to, I would definitely it's like, oh shit, hey, what's up? I'm gonna go fuck with all of his music shit. And then I'm gonna put NBA Jam Tournament Edition on Facebook Marketplace for $125.
You son of a bitch.
I'm diabolical.
That's funny.
Yeah. Sorry, we have somewhere to be. I will ask you this quickly.
Yep.
What is a movie that you have seen that you think as few people as possible have ever seen that you enjoyed?
Oh. So, The 13th Warrior is one that I don't think a lot of people have seen. I'm a huge fan of that movie. There's also one as a child. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Am I talking good movies?
Yeah, a movie that you genuinely enjoyed.
A movie, okay.
A movie that you enjoy, maybe isn't like the best movie, but a movie that you personally enjoyed that you think a lot of people haven't seen.
Yeah. 13th Warrior or Upgrade.
Upgrade's good. I've seen Upgrade.
Yeah. I feel like Upgrade kind of, flew under the radar on some people because I didn't see it till like a year and a half after it had come out. It never was a box office movie, but that movie fucks, baby.
No. One you should look up if you're into that, not that kind of thing specifically. My answer for my own question is Yellow Fang.
Never seen it.
It is only available on YouTube, but it is what is that dude's name? I think it's Ken Watanabe. Uh-huh. It's one of the very famous Japanese actors who just recently, or I can't remember, the guy from he was in Shogun.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It is a movie that is based on a true story about there was a bear that was attacking Japanese villages, and it is a movie about the hunting party that was put together to kill that bear.
Oh, wow.
And it came out in like the 80s, and you can only find it on YouTube.
I will definitely check it out.
Yeah, it is very good.
Awesome. Well, I know that you got a plane to catch.
Yeah.
So
I can't afford airplanes.
But anyway, it truly has been awesome having you here. Thank you so much for doing this.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Arthur Stump, Jared Christensen, Jared's Not Funny. It's been a blast, man. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. I'm really glad to have been here. You lost the game.
I lose. Y'all have a great day.
You lose.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man.